All right, folks, what I did was I went to this project OT120 to get this factory IO, downloaded and installed it, and then I used the unofficial .NET installer here, which ended with an error on Windows 11, but it looked like it just worked anyway. So that seemed to work. And so now we can make a simulated factory here. So let me try to make this smaller. All right, there we are. All right. So what I did was open a scene. You click scenes up here, and then you choose the simplest scene, one from A to B. This is all we're going to do. This thing can simulate a whole lot of factories, but all we're going to do here is simulate this really simple factory where it's going to roll a box down the conveyor belt to the end and then stop. So we can hide this palette with this grid-shaped icon up here. And now you can see the scene. See, it has a sensor at the end of the belt that tells when the box is about ready to fall off and stops the conveyor belt. So we can, if you hold down the right mouse button, you can scroll around and see this thing from different 3D views and such too, which is kind of nice. All right, so now we can run the scene. This is the run button. So when you run it, nothing happens because there's no logic to automate the factory. We have to write the logic. So I stop it again. So now we're going to use a simple module built into Factory IO just to demonstrate how it works. This is not a real standard. You do File, Drivers, and now you find Control IO up here. That's their built-in sort of demonstration Control IO. All right. It's starting. Please wait. I'll click OK. We might be all right. So now we should have a sensor down here that's green. Okay. It shows a bright green light because the box is not obstructing the beam. And there's a conveyor at the top of the actuators here. The light is dark because the conveyor is not running. So now we create a block diagram. We bring the Control IO window to the front, which is here. And now we click Tags to show a list of tags. And now we can drag things onto here. Drag the sensor tag. Conveyor. Oh, here's the sensor. Okay. Put the sensor here and put the conveyor here. There we go. All right. Then drag from the sensor to the conveyor to connect them. Okay, now we have a little circuit here. All right. Now we're going to, that is enough to make the logic. So now we're going to run the scene. So we bring the Factory IO window back to the front and go back from here so we can see it again. Now we can run it. Now it runs. And it stops at the end because the sensor detects it should stop. So that's all we got to do is get this thing going. And the next thing is to attack this, which I'll show you in a few minutes. I'm just going to set it up. So I'm stopping this video.